Worse than sugar? The healthy foods secretly destroying your heart. We've all been warned about sugar. For years, we've been told it's the public enemy of our health, the main culprit behind weight gain, diabetes, and heart disease. But what if I told you that while you were busy avoiding sugar, an even greater threat has been quietly making its way into your kitchen, onto your plate, and into your body? What if the real danger isn't just what's obviously sweet, but what's secretly savory, convenient, and even marketed as healthy? There is a category of foods that many of us, especially seniors, eat every single day, believing we're making a reasonable or even a good choice. Yet beneath the surface, these foods are silently working against you. They are contributing to the very things you fear most: high blood pressure, clogged arteries, chronic fatigue, and a heart that has to work harder and harder just to keep you going. The damage isn't loud or immediate. It's a slow, insidious process that robs you of your energy and vitality, one meal at a time. Before we uncover these hidden dangers, I want to hear from you. Take a moment and share in the comments below. What is one food you've always been a little suspicious of, even if the label claims it's good for you? Let's see how many of us share the same instincts. Your insights are incredibly valuable to our community here at Wisdom Free. Now, let's peel back the curtain on the foods that could be aging your heart faster than you think, starting with a group of culprits that hide behind the illusion of being heart healthy. For decades, we've been told to ditch butter and embrace a new generation of fats. Margarine, vegetable oils, and even certain peanut butters were hailed as the saviors of our cardiovascular system. But what if that advice was not just wrong, but dangerously misleading? Let's start with refined vegetable oils. I'm talking about the clear golden liquids that fill most kitchen pantries. Soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower, and canola oil. They're in everything, from salad dressings and baked goods to almost every packaged food you can buy. The problem isn't that they're fats, it's the kind of fats they are and what happens to them both inside and outside your body. These oils are overwhelmingly high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, your body does need some omega-6, but it requires a delicate balance with omega-3s, the kind you find in fish and flaxseed. The modern diet has completely destroyed this balance. We are consuming so much omega-6 that it creates a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout our entire body. Have you ever felt a persistent, unexplained achiness in your joints, or a sense of fatigue that never seems to go away, no matter how much you rest? That could be the feeling of internal inflammation at work, and these oils are a primary fuel source for it. But the danger deepens when you cook with them. When heated, these oils oxidize, breaking down and creating toxic compounds called aldehydes. Think of it like this: every time you fry or saute with these oils, you are creating tiny, invisible poisons that directly attack the lining of your arteries. This damage is like creating rough patches on a smooth highway, making it easier for plaque to stick and build up, leading to atherosclerosis, the hardening and narrowing of your arteries. And what about margarine? It was once marketed as the heart-healthy alternative to butter. The truth is, many margarines are even worse. To make a liquid oil solid, manufacturers use a process called hydrogenation, which creates trans fats, the single most destructive fat for your heart. Trans fats don't just raise your bad LDL cholesterol, they actively lower your good HDL cholesterol. It's a double blow to your cardiovascular system. You might see labels that proudly state zero trans fat, But here's the unsettling truth. Food labeling laws allow manufacturers to claim zero if the product contains less than 0.5 grams per serving. If you use it on your toast, in your baking, and to cook your eggs, those small amounts add up fast, silently contributing to arterial damage you're completely unaware of. So what should you do? This isn't about living a life without flavor, it's about making a smarter choice. Swap those refined vegetable oils for extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These are more stable and rich in antioxidants that protect your heart instead of harming it. Instead of margarine, consider a thin spread of real grass-fed butter in moderation, or even better, mashed avocado or a natural nut butter. A simple swap in your pantry could mean the difference between fueling inflammation and fighting it. In our fast-paced world, convenience is king. But what is the true cost of those quick and easy meals? Let's talk about processed meats. Bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and deli slices. They sizzle, they smell incredible, and they're a staple in so many households. But the convenience they offer comes at a steep price for your heart. The problem here is threefold: sodium, saturated fat, and chemical preservatives. First, the preservatives. To keep these meats looking fresh and pink, manufacturers use nitrites and nitrates. When you eat them, these chemicals can convert into nitrosamines inside your body. Compounds that are known to cause inflammation and have been strongly linked to damage in the delicate lining of your blood vessels. This damage makes your arteries stiff and less flexible, forcing your heart to pump with much more force. Then there's the saturated fat and sodium. A single serving of processed meat can skyrocket your intake of both, contributing directly to higher LDL cholesterol and elevated blood pressure. Have you ever felt bloated or noticed your ankles swelling after a meal heavy in processed foods? That's your body struggling to handle the extreme sodium load, retaining water and putting immense strain on your heart and kidneys. It's not just a feeling of discomfort, it's a physical warning sign. But the web of convenience extends beyond the breakfast table. It includes fast food and takeout meals, a burger, a pizza, a bucket of fried chicken. They promise a satisfying meal without the effort. But what you're really getting is an ultra-processed concoction designed for shelf life and addiction, not for human health. The buns often contain those same refined oils and sugars. The sauces are loaded with sodium and high fructose corn syrup. The meat itself is often of the lowest quality. Think about how you feel an hour after a fast food meal. Do you feel energized and vibrant? Or do you feel sluggish, heavy, and tired? That feeling is your body telling you it's under assault. It's struggling to process an overwhelming load of unhealthy fats, sodium, and chemicals, diverting all its energy to damage control. Over time, this repeated assault leads to chronic conditions that many people tragically accept as a normal part of aging. The solution isn't to lock yourself in the kitchen forever. It's about taking back control, one meal at a time. Instead of processed bacon, try a lean cut of turkey or even a plant-based alternative, seasoned with smoky paprika. Craving a burger? Make one at home with lean ground meat on a whole grain bun, piled high with fresh vegetables. It might take 10 extra minutes, but those 10 minutes are an investment in a longer, healthier life. Ask yourself, is the fleeting convenience of a packaged meal worth the long-term cost to your heart? This next point might surprise you because it's not just about what you eat, but how you cook it. Many of us believe that grilling or roasting is inherently healthier than frying, but even these methods can create hidden dangers for your heart. Let's look at chicken skin and burnt meats. That crispy golden chicken skin might be the most flavorful part of the meal for some, but it's also a concentrated source of saturated fat, which, as we know, raises bad cholesterol. But there's a more subtle danger. Commercially raised chickens are often given antibiotics and hormones, and these compounds can accumulate in the fatty tissues, like the skin. When you eat it, you're getting a dose of those inflammatory compounds. Now let's talk about the char, that blackened, crispy edge on your grilled steak or burger. That's where toxic compounds called HCAs, heterocyclic amines, and PAHs, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, are formed. These are created when muscle meat is cooked at high temperatures, especially over an open flame. Scientists have found that these compounds are potent triggers of oxidative stress and inflammation in the body. Think of them as tiny troublemakers that damage your cells and accelerate the aging process, especially within your cardiovascular system. They make your arteries stiffer and less responsive, contributing to high blood pressure and an increased risk of heart-related events. So, have you been carefully choosing lean meats only to char them on the grill, thinking you're making a healthy choice? You may have been unknowingly creating the very inflammation you were trying to avoid. The good news is you don't have to give up your barbecue. The solution lies in smarter cooking. First, always remove the skin from poultry. Second, cook at lower temperatures and avoid charring your food. If you do grill, marinating your meat beforehand in things like lemon juice, garlic, and herbs like rosemary can actually help reduce the formation of these harmful compounds by up to 90%. And consider flipping the meat more frequently to prevent any one side from burning. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness, understanding that even healthy foods can become harmful depending on how they're prepared, gives you the power to protect yourself. We've now arrived at the most insidious category of all. These are the foods that don't just harm you, they betray your trust. They are often packaged and sold with a health halo, masquerading as smart choices for people trying to be careful. Consider industrial meat broths and bouillon cubes. That tiny, innocent-looking cube you drop into your soup or stew seems harmless. But have you ever read the label? The first ingredient is often salt. Just one cube can contain more than half of your recommended daily sodium intake. For seniors, whose blood pressure is often more sensitive to salt, this is incredibly dangerous. It forces your body to retain water, driving up blood pressure and making your heart work dangerously hard. But it's not just the salt. They are often filled with MSG, monosodium glutamate, and other chemical flavor enhancers designed to trick your brain into tasting savory richness where there is none. These chemicals can disrupt the delicate balance of your gut microbiome, which we now know plays a crucial role in regulating everything from inflammation to cholesterol. And now, for the food that may be the single greatest act of nutritional deception on a supermarket shelf. It's something many people reach for as a guilt-free snack. It's often labeled sugar-free, low-fat, and a smart choice. The number one most shocking food silently damaging your heart is sugar-free microwave popcorn. It sounds completely backward, doesn't it? Popcorn itself, the kernel, is a healthy whole grain full of fiber. So what could possibly be the problem? The problem isn't the corn, it's the toxic package it comes in. First, the bag itself. Most microwave popcorn bags are lined with chemicals called PFCs, or perfluorinated compounds. Their job is to make the bag grease-resistant. When you heat that bag in the microwave, These chemicals leach directly into your popcorn. Once in your body, they are known as forever chemicals because they accumulate over time and have been linked to high cholesterol, thyroid problems, and severe arterial damage. You are eating the bag's chemical lining with every bite. But it gets worse. To make it taste buttery without using real butter, manufacturers use a concoction of artificial flavors and, you guessed it, partially hydrogenated oils. That means you're still getting a dose of those heart-destroying trans fats, even when the label says 0. And what about the sugar-free claim? That label is designed to make you feel safe. But to compensate for the lack of flavor, these products are often loaded with extreme amounts of sodium and artificial flavor enhancers to make them hyper-palatable. The damage isn't coming from sugar, it's coming from a trifecta of toxins, chemicals from the bag, hidden trans fats, and inflammatory artificial ingredients. Have you ever felt a little dizzy or noticed your heart fluttering after eating a light snack like this? You might have brushed it off, but it could be your body reacting to this chemical assault. It is the ultimate betrayal. A food you chose to be healthy is actively working against your heart's health. The solution is wonderfully simple. Ditch the bags. Buy organic popcorn kernels and pop them on the stovetop with a little coconut or avocado oil, or use an air popper. You can then add your own flavor, a sprinkle of sea salt, some nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor, or a dash of smoked paprika. This way, you get a genuinely healthy, high-fiber snack without any of the invisible toxins. We've just uncovered how so many everyday foods, from refined oils and processed meats to even the way you cook, could be silently undermining your cardiovascular health. The most dangerous threats are often not the obvious ones, but the ones hiding behind labels like convenient, low-fat, or even sugar-free. The problem isn't just the food itself, it's the industrial system that produces it and the misleading marketing that sells it. They have created a food environment where it's easy to make a wrong choice and difficult to make a right one. But here is the most important message I want you to take away from this. You are not powerless. The human body has a remarkable ability to heal. The first step is awareness. It's about learning to look past the marketing, read the ingredient labels, and ask yourself a simple question. Is this real food, or is this a processed food product? Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Cook more meals at home where you control the ingredients. Remember that every single meal is an opportunity, a choice to move toward health or away from it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be mindful. Making one small change today, like swapping your cooking oil or ditching the microwave popcorn, can set off a ripple effect of positive change for your health. Now that you know what could be working against you, you have the power to protect your heart, restore your energy, and maintain your vitality for years to come. If this video opened your eyes to a hidden danger you weren't aware of, please give it a like to help spread this message. And look back at the comment you left at the beginning. Did any of the foods we discussed match your suspicions? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what surprised you the most. For more truths that can help you live a stronger, healthier life, don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Free. Thank you for watching, and here's to making choices that truly nourish your body and honor your health.